ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Four o'clock hour every day is brought to you by Battleborn Injury Lawyers. 766-1400 is the number to call from anywhere in the state of Nevada. In the north, ESPN Reno audience, 775-766-1400. Monday Night Football back, better than ever with us. Cofield Company. Willie Ramirez hosting the party here up until the second half. Front yard is the location right on Koval and Flamingo. Awesome menu. They keep adding to it. Anything barbecue here is going to be great because they got the barbecue joint as well. So give a try to the brisket sliders. Chicken and waffle. I had that 2 Sundays ago when I was out here for the Yacht Rock Brunch with listener Carrie. Turned out that Captain Carrie was running the Yacht Rock Brunch, was the DJ. Big listener, Willie. Loves you. Steak frites, pork belly bites on the menu, and they changed up the wings. They're now going with a smoked wing. Smoked wing.
We'll let you know how they are. Right,
sweet chili sauce. You guys are going to try it tonight. You and Mateo will take one for the team.
Mateo and I, we take down the menu pretty good.
Griffin is back in the Findlay Toyota Studios.
By the way,
if you do want to watch the show live right now, you can go up to ESPN Las Vegas on Facebook and also up on Twitter. Willie?
I got to look at the prizes. Y'all better get down here. We're giving away some great stuff on week 1. I'm not we'll talk about it later in the show, but get down here because we're going to have a good time this week 1. Bears Vikings.
Big 4 time.
Battleborn Injury Lawyers presents the Big 4 at 4. Number 4.
I just hope you have a game-used Phillies baseball because I'll kill for that. I'll murder you.
I know.
I will run so hard in the stands, get the ball, and if anyone comes up to me, I don't care if it's some 5'3", 58-year-old woman, she's getting decked. Well, that kind of happened at a Phillies game over the weekend, and my God, you are not safe anywhere. If you want to, shack the fool, if you want to act like an idiot or a bully, there could be a camera somewhere, and she got caught by the TV cameras. Her name is Phillies Karen, or Philly Karen. And boy, oh boy, is she getting it on the internet. You want to tell people about the story? Because I really enjoyed watching all the social media, including the morphing of her video. She walks back with the baseball and holds it up. My precious. I can't do a Gollum, but they actually morphed her into Gollum.
Here's the thing. It's gotten so out of control that there are people out there that are now feeling sorry for her because of how big this has gotten and where it's gotten to. I think she took it a next step, but if you missed it, I don't know how you could have, but and this took place in Miami, of all places, right? Phillies in Miami, a home run ball, it's hit into the stands. Dad walks about 10 seats to his right. It falls to the ground. He picks it up. Because the woman didn't grab it, he picks it up, takes it over to his son, it was his birthday, by the way, the kid's birthday. The woman races down the aisle and grabs the man, puts his hand on him.
How about his reaction? A lot of people have actually gotten on him. They're like, what a pansy.
Yeah, well.
Is he supposed to swing on her?
Absolutely
I
not.
love what he did because he was like, what the hell? Who's grabbing me?
Turn around, and she's yelling at it. Later videos, other people are filming it. That's my ball! That's my ball! You can hear her say it.
Stupid Philly, South Jersey.
He throws his hands up, grabs the ball, gives it to her, and shuffles her away. A Miami Marlins employee walks over. Oh, and by the way, other people are yelling at her in a different. She goes out of her row, down across the aisle, into a different row, yells, and as she's walking back and other people are booing, she flips the crowd off.
By the way, got into another guy's face.
Right.
He just laughed at her. I mean, that's two guys she got into the face of. Like, lady, what are you looking for here?
So, Miami Marlins employee comes over, gives the kid a gift bag, and you can hear the audio that's not right. It's unacceptable. We don't approve of that here. And then Harrison Bader, the Phillies, they get wind of it. They invite him down, give him a bat, and it's all is made good. The problem is all of a sudden, internet do your work, and everybody called out. Now, apparently, they called out the wrong person. Whoever they were calling out had to go online and say, it's not me, it wasn't me.
Wrong picture.
They're calling for her job. She's like an administrator in a school district.
That's not even verified yet because that school district's like, that woman does not work for the Hamilton School District.
That's what I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, is that this woman who got misidentified, they're calling for her job. And it turns out that both the woman and the school district had to come out and say, no, that's not her. Now, recent reports are that it's a nurse. So the fact that you're going after, her personally, this is where it gets out of control. You want to embarrass her and put her, on blast, that's one thing. But I don't know about going after her job. I don't know about death threats.
Why would she need to be fired?
Right, exactly.
She's an exuberant fan who was mean to a little kid. Let's dial it down a little bit.
She's going to be publicly ridiculed is enough as it is. She's going to be shamed. She probably feels like crap as it is when she goes back and looks at the videos and sees the tantrum she threw over a baseball. But you know what? Kudos to the dad. He took the high road, and it all paid off. And the kid got to meet. Hey, if it doesn't happen, the kid doesn't get to meet the Harrison Baker.
Number 3.
Boy, Bengals were winners yesterday, but I thought they looked just poor. I don't think that exercised any demons with Zach Taylor and the bad starts, and they'd lost 7 games in a row in week 1 and 2. It was the second longest streak in football. Meanwhile, it's a good team, a good organization. They have unbelievable quarterback, one of the best receivers in football, 142 yards of total offense, lowest total for Zach Taylor team in 107 games.
Yeah.
And maybe the Browns defense is just awesome, and I think it is pretty good, but that didn't really alleviate any of the fears about the Bengals underachieving this year again.
I wasn't impressed. It's funny because earlier when you were talking about quarterbacks and you were like, let's just face it, Josh Allen's the best quarterback. Like the very first thought in my head was my pushback is, what about Joe Burrow? This is supposed to be his big, and I couldn't because I didn't see it.
They're never going to win a Super Bowl with Mike Brown as the owner, and to a lesser degree with Zach Taylor as a coach. He's screwed for now.
Yeah, the efficiency. I mean, yards per play, that offense, 2.9 yards per play, which when you have the personnel that you do on that roster and you're turning out 2.9 yards per play, division opponent or not, I don't care if you're playing the Steelers, the Ravens, whatever, that is piss poor.
Up next, and we'll see if they can actually get out to a good start here against teams that are a little better. I don't think the Jags are great, but the Jags come to town, then they're at Vikings, at Broncos, home Lions, at Packers, home Steelers. Good luck. They better improve a lot, or they could be looking at like 2-5, 3-4. I'm not going to say 1-6, but they need to play a lot better. Number 2.
Number 2.
What I saw yesterday with the Steelers and Jets has me upgrade the Jets slightly. In the same boat I was with the Steelers. I think they're winning 10-plus games, and I think the biggest reason, or one of the big reasons, is Aaron Rodgers is, I'll say confidently, about 80% of what he was in his prime, which is still a really damn good quarterback. He threw 4 touchdowns. He had the linebackers and defensive backs for the Jets on a freaking string. His management, his deception was great. He looked really good.
You know, we talked about, you asked the question earlier, did we get the best football game of the season already in week 1 with the Bills and Ravens? But the fact of the matter is, we got a heck of a game between the Steelers and the Jets. There's really no, you can't take away with what we saw from that, with what they put forth.
I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, Jets fan, relax.
It was so annoying.
Aaron Rodgers was, I was trying to soak up the post-game interview, and it sounded like he was biting his tongue, and he was like, I didn't look at it like revenge, or I was playing my former team. I was just coming out, but I thought it was a promising start, and I thought the Steelers, they still have some work to do with that defense, but the biggest storyline for me with that was Justin Fields. In being able to do what he did, I think he came out with a little bit of a purpose, and I am intrigued to see what he can do and make of this.
Yeah, Rodgers said, I was happy to beat everyone associated with the Jets. There were probably people in the organization that didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can. He's right, and they deserve to have a little bit of salt rubbed in the wound. And that said, I was also very pleased with Rodgers going because they needed a fresh start. And if they're going to be a run-heavy team and they can establish a run like that with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen didn't have a big game, but between Hall and the things you can do with Justin Fields, they have a chance to be a decent team. Now, their defense is expected to be a top 10 or 12 defense. They got to be better.
What about, the big story? One of the big storylines yesterday talking about was Micah Parsons having an effect with the Packers, right? How about the big hit at the end of the game with Ramsey on Wilson, right? I mean, that's a big-time play. That's why you go get that guy.
Saves the game. It was a good acquisition. If he's going to hit and tackle, man, that makes him a much more dangerous player than just a cover guy.
Has to be mentioned as much as if you're going to bring up, these offseason acquisitions or the just before the season acquisition in Parsons or those types of pickups, that play right there you have to bring up.
Number 1.
All right, let's talk about the AFC West overall. In Week 1, it started back on Friday with Chargers and Chiefs meeting up. I'll give my grades. I'll give the Chargers a B. I'll give the Raiders a B+. Give the Broncos a C for Week 1, and I will give the Chiefs a B. So Chargers and Chiefs, they play. Chiefs get caught in the mild upset. They both get a B.
Yeah, I'm going to give the Chargers probably a B+. I'm going to give the Raiders a B+. I'm going to give them both B+. I might lean toward the Chargers. If the curve is high, or a little lower, maybe an A-. I'm not giving the Chiefs anything higher than a C.
Ooh.
And I'm going to leave the Broncos. Look, I think Kansas City's defense is a cause for concern. The departures have the secondary visibly weaker. They got some work to do. Steve Spagnuolo has work to do with his youngsters in the secondary. I'm not sure where this – I was going in saying – I said it Friday, I can't remember who we were talking to. I was like, hey, until they're dethroned, I am not buying into the AFC West is up in the air. The AFC West is up in the air right now in my eyes just off of what I saw because I think that there's cause for concern with his defense. Yes, as long as Patrick Mahomes is that quarterback and Andy Reid is that coach, that's one thing. But this division's going to be tough.
Rashee Rice is down, and they lost Xavier Worthy to a shoulder injury.
That too.
That's they don't have a lot of depth there. Mahomes can make chicken. I was going to say you know what out of chicken you know what, but chicken salad out of chicken you know what. I thought the receivers looked okay. Hollywood Brown had a bad drop. But it's little things in these games. A lack of discipline on that 3rd and 14 play where Chris Jones did not protect the edge. That was a theme throughout the weekend in college and the pros. When you have a running quarterback and you get sucked inside and you don't protect the edge, it can be freaking devastating. And Drew Tranquill was right, the linebacker for the Chiefs. He started yelling at him after the play, and Jones was getting a little froggy. Like, bro, just do your job. You're a great player. But you can't give up the edge to Herbert, who potentially can run it, and he did for 20-plus yards and then had the slide and kneel it out. That was a glorious game, though. I'll tell you what, on the home front, there's no one more intense about football than the SO.
Oh, I know.
And when the Chargers started to leak oil, she was like, okay, they're going to lose again. I mean, they've lost 7 in a row. The Chiefs, in 3-point games or less, decisions by 3 points or less, had won 9 in a row. One-score games. They had 17 straight wins. And that's one of the reasons. Those things tend to even out. That's why that 15-2 record a year ago, you're like, are they going to keep winning at 100% clip all of these one-score games? It can't continue to happen.
This summer, you'll be loving